Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Marketing Matters. I'm Sarah Touchstone, Landmark Titles, social media, marketing strategist, and educator, and I get the pleasure of bringing you Marketing Matters every Wednesday at 10 a.m. On here, we bring you the best of the business, whether it's our industry partners like Dean, top producing agents, or our business development management team here at Landmark Title. We cover everything marketing for your business. So today we've got Dean. He's one of our partners. He works with Lisa Vasquez, and he is amazing. So Dean, I'm going to hand it over to you, and I'm going to let you tell everybody what we're going to be talking about. Just a little inside tip. It's got to do with the money, making money out there, right?
That's it. Awesome. Well, thanks, Sarah. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I really appreciate your time. I know how valuable your time is, so I definitely want to make it worth your while. And so as we get started, a little bit about me, because you're like, who is this guy? Why am I listening to him? I got better things to do, like watch, Jeopardy. So my name is Dean Wegner. I have actually been in housing for 28 years. And I've also owned a real estate school for about 15 years, and I've been an instructor for almost 20 years. I've taught over 1,000 CE renewal classes right here in the good old state of Arizona. And what that means is I spent a lot of times with real estate agents in a classroom environment. So I've taught a lot of classes, and I've owned a school, so I know all about what you guys go through. I've had a lot of conversations. I'm a branch manager for Guardian Mortgage. We're actually an FDIC bank. We do a lot of fun stuff. We'll talk about that later into the class. And then also I've done national sales training for our company, for my previous company. So I've been a pseudo national sales trainer for a lot of companies for a lot of years. And then I was actually a professional coach with a company called the Core Training for 3 years. And I was in their program for 2 years. So I was at the Core for 5 years. I was doing their road show, speaking nationally, teaching people all about marketing nuggets. And so that's some really nice stuff we're going to go over today. Some things that you can actually take away, implement to your business as soon as this afternoon. So when I talk about things, it's either conceptual or tactical. And concept, let's just throw it out there. This morning I had to get to work, right? That's the concept. We all had to get to the office. And my tactic of choice was I drove a vehicle. And Sarah, you might have rode your skateboard. And Mike could have a hot air balloon ride, right? We all had different tactics, but the concept was we had to get there. And so right now in September of 2022, the concept is, how do I get more leads? How do I convert more leads? How do I turn that into revenue? How do I have more loyal clients? What are some basic systems that I can implement into my practice so that I'm not working 24 hours a day? I want to be like one of those agents that have been in the business so long that my phone rings with beautiful repeat clients. I show them a couple houses. They don't fight me. They don't beat me up. They're not all over the internet. How do you get this loyal practice that we've heard about? It's this white elephant in the room. Like, I've heard of these agents having these dream practices. So if you're a veteran agent or a new agent, I guarantee today you're going to walk away with some nuggets. So I see the chat room. If anyone can just do a quick little hello in the chat room. And we're going to start with some group participation. And the first thing I want to say to everyone is what the question is, and please answer it in the chat room. What business are we in? What business are we in? And let's start with that quick question. Let's see if we got any participants. Selling ourselves. Thank you, Sarah. Yes. And these are all right answers, but we're going to bring it back in. Relationships. I love that. Yes, we are in the relationship business without a doubt. Let's see what else we got. I've heard people say, thank you, Dean, for leading. Awesome. Thank you, Judy. The people business. One of the top answers I get all the time when I ask this question. In fact, I open up this all the time. The marketing business, the trust business. Absolutely. Hey, Renee. Love Renee. Marketing, trust, people. I've heard housing, customer service. Yes, these are all right answers. But I want the future financial planning. Yes. Yes, that's good. Thank you, Lisa. But I'm going to give you one answer, and I want this to stick with you, and I want you to remember this for the rest of your career. And it starts with an L. And Sarah, since you're on screen with me, can you guess what that is? The L word. What business are we in? Starts with an L.
Leverage.
Yes, I like that. However, it's close. It's close. Everyone, we are in the lead business, learning, close, loyal. Yes, these are all right answers, but we are in the lead business. And if you get a chance, write this down on a piece of paper. This is very important. Always remember this. More leads solves all problems. Right? And so
I'm over here, Dean. I'm thinking like lead, like leader.
right. So think about it. More leads solves all problems. I've got too many leads, right? You get an assistant. You stop working on the weekends. You stop your day at 3 o'clock. You start taking Fridays off. You start planning, doing long-term investing. You buy some rental properties. What are you going to do with all this extra revenue because your phone is just ringing off the hook? So remember that. All leads solves all problems. More leads solves all problems. And so now what the twist is on this class today is, okay, Dean, this is great. I got it. I bought into it. I want to double my income, right? And so as a sales trainer, the first thing I would probably tell you is, well, if you want to double your income naturally, what would you do, Sarah? You would double your leads, right? So let's say you're averaging 30 leads a month. It's about 1 a day. I'm going to get to 60 leads a month, and I will naturally just double my income. It just makes perfect sense. I will double my income, right? And that is true. And this is absolutely true. However, I would call that step 2. And today what we're going to focus on is step 1. And I think too often sales trainers miss on this when they explain it to people and how important it is. And as we go through it, you'll be like, okay, this really makes a lot of sense. And what that is your conversion rate. And so when we're talking about conversion rate, think about the touch points when we do get leads in our business right now, right? It's going to be a sign call. It's going to be an open house. It's going to be a type of internet lead. It could be a banner ad. It could be off of like a realtor.com where they found you. It could be from a flyer that you put out there. It could be from an ad that you're doing, a direct mailer. There's a lot of marketing tactics that agents are spending a lot of money on. Remember, what's the biggest waste of money next to government spending on the planet Earth? And it's going to be marketing. Marketing doesn't reap returns. So why would you go nuts and do a marketing campaign to double your leads when really we need to focus on the leads that we're currently getting? How are we converting those? How are we retaining those? And how are we turning those into revenue? Once we perfect that, then we can up the marketing. So let's talk about conversion rate. So when I was a coach with the core, and if you know anything about the core, it's a 24-month contract, right? And it's 4 semesters at 6 months. Your first semester is focused only on conversion rate. And so I'll explain what that is. So if I get 10 leads and I convert 3 of those, which is statistically about accurate for mortgage companies, that means I have a 30% conversion rate, right? That means I close them. And in realtor terms, that means I showed them some houses. I went on a listing appointment, right? You took the lead, you got the listing appointment. That counts. That counts for something. So then we're going to talk about the close rate where you actually turn it into a listing and then you turn it in revenue because you sold the listing, right? But right now we're talking about your initial close rate, which could be as low as 5% if you're hustling internet leads. And it could be as high as 65%, Sarah, if you're working repeat client leads.
Nice.
Right? And so the type of lead, right? So I'm a big database guy. I've been doing it 28 years. I have 5,000 repeat clients. So the conversion rate when I've done a loan for someone and they call me back is about 65%. I've got a lot of ads right now all over the place, right? Because I love leads, don't get me wrong. But a lot of those are 5% conversion rate. So if I have so much money to allocate, what should I be doing? Working my previous clients or working internet leads, right? Because it comes with the conversion rate. So this is where the transition from salesperson to business person, you're paying attention more. Where are my leads coming from? What is my conversion rate? And what am I doing systematically to increase that conversion rate? And so now we're going to do another group participation before we dive into that. Yes, thank you, Sarah. And that is, what are you currently doing? Or what are some ideas, if you aren't doing it, just brainstorming out loud. What are things that you can do to increase your conversion rate? So let's just say at an open house, you had 5 people. What are some things that you can do to take it to the next level to get those people to engage with you, whether to go on a listing appointment or a buyer or show some homes to a buyer or what I like to call a buyer's chat? What are things you can do? So just throw out some stuff online really quick on the chat room, you guys, and let's all kind of throw some things out there. And then I'm going to go into what we do, my team does from 20 years of focusing on conversion rate. So let's dive into it. Sarah?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, everybody's kind of quiet. For realtors, you guys could leave your house.
Yeah.
That's a great place to start.
Yeah. Just getting out there.
Just getting
But follow up.
Yep.
Follow up. How about answer the phone? That was a huge one. Chris,
That's a running joke, right? Amongst realtors. Like when you call a realtor and they don't answer, must be a realtor. They didn't answer their phone.
Yeah. Honestly, like a business tactic could be just answer your phone as much as possible. Just be available, and that really would increase your conversion rate. Because like say 50% of those went to voicemail, and for 30 days, you're like, I'm just going to be available and answer it on before the second ring. Right. And then you went from, say you're converting like 1 out of 10, and now it went to 2 out of 10, you just doubled your income just by being more available. And that's where I want to go with this. How important it is on that conversion rate when you're working towards running it like a business. Like if you're too busy, what do? You get a receptionist. That's what all companies do. You have a person in the front, greets people, answers the phone. It's the same thing. So these are ways that we can increase our conversion rate. So I'll talk to you.
And Dean, some brokerages actually have the service available. Some brokerages, you can have your calls forwarded to receptionists at your actual brokerage. And some real estate agents don't know this either. So if you're with a little bit bigger brokerage, look it up. That might be a service that is available. And then your phone would be answered by the receptionist at the brokerage, and which in turn can forward it to you.
Yeah.
But that way somebody's answering.
Because you know what, sir, they're hot. Like when they call you, they're ready to talk. You know what I mean? Like you might call them back an hour later. By then, it could be right before dinner, right after dinner, changing the kid. I mean, for anything, right? So when they call you, you got to think about it. They set aside time. They're ready to engage and have a conversation, but you're not available, right? So to your point, have an answering service. That's a great tactic, honestly, Sarah. I mean, like does your company offer something like that? If not, can I outsource it where I forward my phone to someone, a live operator that can take the message? Hey, we'll call you right back. And then you could rate it how important of call it is, right? Hey, we would like you to come out Saturday and talk to us about listing our house. That's money in the bank, right? Now you have a listing appointment. I mean, there's nothing. Floyd Wickman says, control the inventory, you control the market, right? The person with the most listings wins. Judy put at open houses, make the attendees that aren't working with other agents and concentrate on the correct potential clients. Yes, I love that. Good job. Okay, let's talk about, so we talk about concepts. So the concept is, Sarah, I want to increase my conversion rate. Let's say I'm doing 15%. I want to take it to 30%. I want to engage with the people that I'm already in front of me. This is a time management tactic. Remember, you double your leads, you double the time of the people you're talking to. Why wouldn't you just get more results to the people I'm currently dealing with that are in front of me, right? So let's talk about that. So for me on my team, these are things that we've perfected. We're always visiting this. One of the top things we do, it's called a love pack. Now you can rename this anything you want. I just call it love because to me, I'm sending love. But here's how it goes. On Monday, I get a lead from Sarah, right? Someone wants to buy a house. That day, we send a number 10 envelope with all of our information, a notepad, a business card. If you're a veteran, there's a VA flyer. If it's a luxury home, we send a jumbo financing flyer, right? If it is a type of refinance, we put a refinance, so we cater it, but that goes out in the mail. In Phoenix, if it's in Greater Phoenix and it goes out before 12 o'clock that day, it'll show up in the mail the next day, Sarah. So if you think about that, if they called 5 mortgage companies that day, I'm the only one 100 times out of 100 that actually mailed something to their house. That increases my conversion rate like you would not believe. And the reason is, what do a lot of people say? I'm going to think about it.
Yeah.
Right? Why are they thinking about it? Well, one wants to move, one wants to stay. One wants to be closer to my mother. I don't want to be that close to your mother, right? I mean, people, a job, kids, school, hot weather, cold weather, it's okay to think about it. The National Association of Realtors says 90% of people that go through open houses will buy a home within the next 12 months, as long as they have capacity, right? That means if they're a real buyer and they went to your open house, they will buy a home. Why would you not capture their data? Why would you not mail something to their house? So let's talk about some other things. So Sarah, you send me a referral. Another thing I do to increase my conversion rate is I mail you a thank you card. So a love pack goes to the client. a thank you card goes to the person referring. And then a lot of times I'll text and I'll call. Why? I want to keep that gravy train going, right? Sarah is actively referring me. You know, and realtors, think about it. If you're referring a lender and they're not honoring you, they're not calling you, they're not giving you a real-time instant update of the lead that you just sent, and you got to chase them down, that gravy train's going to stop. You want a lender, and this applies to you, where say an insurance agent sending you leads, an attorney sending you leads, or say a lender sending you leads, and they report back, hey, Sarah, I talked to them. They're awesome buyers. We should have the approval letter out by this afternoon. You are the best. Any other referrals, please keep them coming, right? And you notice how I did, it's called a tie down. She referred me. I'm asking for even more referrals. I'm letting her know that I'm currently accepting referrals because you're a live referrer. Especially like, look at what it says above Sarah's name. I'm in a title business. She talks to people all day long about real estate. Do I want to keep that gravy train going? Yes, I do. So I honor the referrer. That gets me more leads. Time management 101. You sent me a lead. I honored you. I sent out a love pack. These are just some things we're doing with the leads we're getting. Now, this next one's one of my favorites, Sarah. I would make you guess, but I know you have no idea what I'm about to say. But what we do is we call every lead back 7 times. And what I mean by that is you send me a lead, I call it once, voicemail. Call it that after. So morning's one, afternoon's another one. The next day, we call it until we touch base. Typically after 2-3 times we touch base, right? But if we don't touch base, it's 7 times. And why is that important? Again, realtors, if you're dealing with a lender, how do they follow up with your leads? You know, so I meet with an agent. Hey, I call every lead back 7 times until it's a deal or no deal. And then you get a full report what happened with that lead. But again, when we're talking about conversion rate, if you are systematically with a chart and a piece of paper and you go, I've called them 7 times, they never called me back. Now, in good faith, I can stop pestering those people, right? But you'll be surprised. Where was everyone this summer? Europe, right? Because it's dirt cheap right now. Mexico, why? Because conversion rate's awesome. People traveled a lot this summer. So they want you to call back 7 times. Sorry, I was out of town. I get that all the time. Hey, I got your messages. Sorry, you're at the top of my list. I'm so glad you called me. Yes, I do want to buy that house. Talk to me. So that's important. So agents, you can do that right now. How about when you're on a listing presentation? Hey, Mr. Seller, just want you to know, every sign call, I call back 7 times until I touch base with them. And then guess what? If I hand it over to my lender, they call back 7 times. We have guaranteed 14 times of follow-up on everyone that calls off the sign, the flyer, the ads. Again, increase your conversion rate at a listing presentation. No one else is saying this stuff. Next, you got to have a CRM. And then if you don't know what CRM is, it's basically an email, something that you put in their information and they get blasted typically every 7 days for the rest of their life. They never not go in a CRM, okay? And I have 2 CRMs. So our company has a beautiful, Sarah's laughing at me. I have a beautiful CRM that my company provides, and then I independently pay for HomeBot. And if you don't know HomeBot, you can partner with a loan officer. It's going to cost you, the agent, about $25 a month. It costs me $200 a month, but it's one of the most pristine pieces of technology I've ever seen on the planet. If you're not familiar with HomeBot, just go to HomeBot, I think it's .ai, and do one of their little videos on it. But I will, like I said, it's by far one of the neatest, coolest things I've ever done. But once a month, Charles Schwab sends you like what your home or what your accounts are worth. HomeBot basically says, this is what your home's worth. This is what you owe on it. This is what your equity is. This is what your neighbor's on. It's beautiful. So I do CRM and I do HomeBot. Look at all these tactics I've done with 1 lead so far, you guys. Just 1 lead. We do all this systematically, and I'll show you on my lead sheet. You can see these boxes where it's in writing. It's not in some computer Google spreadsheet. It's on pad and paper. Hey, it's in the CRM. It's on HomeBot. We sent the love pack. Couple more things. Every lead, so remember we called that lead back 7 times, or we talked to them 2 times, they were thinking about it, we put it in the CRM. Every lead gets called back exactly 60 days from the time they called me back. So right now we would call back all leads from today, again on November 7th. And that counts as a new lead. So if your goal is 30 leads a month, one a day, you start calling the leads back from 60 days ago and greater, that counts as a new lead. So think about that and you touch base with them. Yes, I'm ready for the listing appointment. I'll tell you a funny story. I was with a home flipper last week having lunch. And he goes, you know what? The number one source of my conversion right now of me getting homes to buy, because he's a flipper, he just goes and buys them. He goes, I call all the people I met with 30 days ago. He goes, because 30 days ago, they talked to like 5 iBuyers, right? And they got 5 offers on their house. They weren't ready, or it's too much information. So when he follows up 30 days later, there's no one else there. It's a single conversation. They're not overwhelmed. And they go, well, I had 5 offers. What can you do for me? And he's like, well, what's the best offer you got? And he looks at it and he converts and he buys these houses. So think about that. The number one that a house flipper is buying houses right now is from 30-day-old appointments. We got to start thinking differently to capture more of this business right in front of us. Time management. You got their name. You've already been to the house. You already got the photos. You already met them. You already shook their hand, right? It's just a 30-day follow-up. So think about that. So we're 60 days in our mortgage practice. We call it every lead back. Now, next, for us as a lender, one thing that we are doing different is we're having our approval letters expire every 14 days. So in 2 weeks from now, I'm calling Sarah. Hey, Sarah, by the way, just want you know, I'm sending you an updated approval letter. It's going to be good for 14 more days. The market's changing. I just want to make sure that you have the most accurate information, right? Because what if rates go down 1% next week, which they easily could, you guys. I've never seen anything like it, right? We used to do approval letters for 90 days. Now they're 14 days because I don't want to be out of the market. You know, Dean said the payment was $2,000. I just talked to a lender. Now it's $1,700. I'm not calling Dean back. No. Time management. I've already done the work. I'm not losing you. So I'm going to call you back in 14 days. Sarah, who else am I calling in 14 days? The realtor.
Yep, the referral.
The realtor is going to get an updated approval letter every 14 days. That's accurate to the current market. So now time management, what do I do all day? I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do all day. I'm calling leads from 60 days ago. I'm calling all the leads back 7 times if I've contacted them. I'm calling all my approvals from 14 days ago. This is how you keep yourself busy. Because right now you're like, I'm not totally sure how to be busy 8 hours a day. You know what I mean? Working from home, like you said earlier, get out of your house. So, and then the next thing we do, Sarah, can you guess? Hey, Sarah, great talking to you. I'm so happy. We'll have the approval letter and we text them. Why? Because people love text messaging. What's the number one complaint about mortgage companies, Sarah? Can you guess? Have any guess? It's not rate or fees.
That they call too much. That they want to actually talk on the phone.
Yeah. Or when you go under, like once a realtor and a client starts, it's communication, right? I never heard back from the lender. I have no idea what's going on. I never hear from these people. I never get updates. So what we do, so if you already know the number one complaint is communication, let's communicate. Let's hit them in their email. Let's hit them on the phone. Let's get their voicemail. Let's mail something to their house. Over communicate, right?
Yeah.
And how is it when they refer you? Think about that, Sarah. You got to deal with this guy, Dean. He's incredible. I'm really not incredible. I'm just mailing, spamming, texting, faxing, you name it. I'm going to send it to your house. You're not going to forget us, right? And as a result, we get a lot of leads a month. We have a very successful practice over here. I don't work that hard. I don't have to because I have all these systems in place. If you think about it, if you have systems with the stuff you're getting, it makes it 1,000 times easier. Okay. So what do you think of that so far, Sarah?
Sounds awesome.
Okay. All right. I like that.
I love systems.
Yeah. And really it's all about being systemized. And so now just kind of segueing into some other ideas. So these are things we're doing with our conversion rate. What I think is probably, now realtors, please remember, I work with about 50 agents. Not all 50 are selling houses right now. Okay. At all. And because I had a real estate school for so long, I have 8,000 realtors in my CRM. It's a lot of realtors from training from so long. And so I see what realtors are doing. I see who's hot, who's not, who's sending me a lot of leads. And so I think what's coming back that I think is going to work really well is open houses. And what do the builders do all day long? They're professional home sellers, right, Sarah? Mm-hmm. What do builders do? They have open houses all day long. It's retail real estate. So agents, if you're doing all your thank you cards and your CRM management and you're doing all these follow-ups, why wouldn't you do it at an open house. As long as it's safe, it signs well, it's a nice neighborhood, you're getting traffic. Why would you not go into an open house, data capture all these potential home buyers, put them in a CRM, follow up with them months later? Now you've created 8 hours a day worth of productive work. And what happens when you get too busy, Sarah?
You stop producing. You stop filling your pipeline.
And you get an assistant.
Oh yeah, that too.
And you get an assistant. It's time management. You just replicated yourself. You just turned yourself into 2 people. And now guess what they get to do? Everything you don't like to do, right? So if you're like, I don't like writing thank you cards, guess who gets to write all the thank you cards? I don't like inputting everyone into a home bot. I don't like putting all these people in a CRM. I don't want to do love packs. That is something that assistants absolutely love to do because they don't have to deal with client contact. Who's the Michael Jordan on your team, right? You are. Who gets paid the big bucks? You do. Who gets to do all the uncomfortable selling that you may or may not like doing? That's what you do. You don't outsource that to your assistants. That's you. But those are high dollar producing activities that you should be doing 8 hours out of your day. Does it make sense? Because someone sending love packs and filling out thank you cards, you don't really, it's not like really crazy intensive, but going on a listing presentation is. Sound good? Cool. So let me give you something else that we do as Guardian Mortgage. So I'll tell you a little bit about our company that I think is really cool that will help you convert on your listing appointments. So one I told you earlier, hey, Mr. Seller, this is how we're going to price the home. This is where our commission is going to be. This is how we're going to show the home. This is our open house protocol. These are all the things that we do. And then you can also say we've partnered with Guardian Mortgage. Dean Wegner, he's a fabulous loan officer. He does a great job, 28 years in the business. And one thing that they offer that I haven't seen another lender offer is they do a 1% listing incentive if anyone buys your home and chooses Dean with Guardian Mortgage as the lender. And that 1% is of the loan amount. So in this case, if they borrow $500,000, Guardian Mortgage is going to contribute $5,000 towards the buyer's closing costs. And what this means is they can get a below market interest rate with that incentive, just like the builders do. They can use that to pay all the closing costs, just like the builders do. And so what I'm able to do, just like the builders are professional home sellers that do it as publicly traded companies, we can use some of their same ideas, partner with fantastic lenders, and use this as a marketing strategy to offer below market payments, below market interest rates to potential home buyers. In addition to that, if we send them any leads from the sign calls and the flyer calls, they will call back every lead 7 times. And that way we know that we're getting the best time management out of everyone that comes to your property. We know how to convert those into sales and help you decrease the time on market, increase the sales price of your property. And those are some things that we do. And no one else is going to have this on their listing presentation, right? So every agent right now is perfecting their listing presentation. Why? We're slowly turning to a seller's market, right? So you have to think about all these things like differently. Open houses. Will you have a lender that sits with you at an open house? Do we? Yes. I won't do it, but I have people on my team that will do it with you. Will we help you with flyers? Yes, we offer list reports. We'll make all the flyers for you. If you want, Sarah will provide my contact data, but we offer list reports for free. If you haven't seen a flyer from List Reports, I promise you, it's one of the nicest real estate flyers I've ever seen. And I don't make it. What happens is the second that the photos hit MLS, List Reports creates it for you and they email it to you directly for free. Agents, you don't do anything. Within like a day of the flyers hitting the market, you'll get all these beautiful flyers. You'll get all of the demographics. So grocery stores are within this. The average income in your neighborhood is this. There's this many amount of churches and synagogues near your house. And all that information is all conveyed on a beautiful flyer for that property along with the flyer. There's a website that's included for free. All of these incredible tools are delivered with List Reports. And you could bring that on your listing presentation and be like, these are some of the flyers. And agents, one of the coolest things, and I don't like to say this, but because of RESPA, my information's on the bottom, but you can actually opt out of my info. So it's just your info. So when you go on a listing appointment, you go, here's my flyer for your home. Here's all the demographics that we're gonna go locate for your property so we can explain to buyers, you know, the schools, the average grades in the school, everything they want about that neighborhood and that property is included. And again, that's free to agents because these are cool things that lenders do for agents to help you guys sell houses. And again, convert on listing appointments. So I think that's good.
Nice, Dean. Yes. And I did go ahead. I put your contact information in the chat in case anybody would like to get a hold of Dean. Of course, you can always reach out to your business development managers too, and they can put you in touch with Dean, and they can help you with a lot of the tactics that we spoke about today. Does anybody have any questions for Dean? Question slide. Utilize the chat window if you do have any questions. I mean, that was extremely thorough, Dean. That was really awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So while you guys are thinking of questions, I'm going to go ahead. We have a lot of upcoming classes, so I'm going to go ahead and fire some of these off. If you guys have any questions, put them in and I will work them in. We have next week, we've got the 20th. 20 years We Serve has been having a Realtor Expo. This year's theme is Best in the West. So come on out next Thursday. We'll be there along with a lot of fabulous real estate partners and vendors. We'll be at booth 59. You guys will want to come out. We are the fun booth at the expo. So come on out, find us. We will have a really good time. And then, Dean, we have a question. I'm going to go ahead and fire off all of these, and then we'll go back to questions if that's all right. And then September 8th, we have an appraisal CE class. So that's actually tomorrow, guys. Yeah. So if you want to get in on that, that is actually in person in Arrowhead. Patty and Michael are hosting that. Let us know. We'll get you signed up. This Friday, we have another social media mastermind. I went to this one a couple weeks ago. It was really awesome. It's a bunch of realtors just getting together, sharing what they're doing on social media and how you can help grow your own social media and generate leads from that. Just a roundtable discussion. This is this Friday, 9:30 in Scottsdale at Panera Bread. If you'd like to go with me, let me know. I'm going to go again this week. Then we've got a couple Instagram and social media classes coming up. This next one is going to be September 13th in Arrowhead, 9 to 11 a.m. So if you'd like to know more about that social media, like I was just saying, this will be kind of one of those classes where we can talk about it and put things together. Then Patty and Michael have another CE class coming up next week, Wednesday, September 14th. This one's going to be in Peoria. I think this one is for general credits, the impact of credit on real estate transactions. And then Beth has Deanna Bone. She was on here last week. Deanna was awesome. She does the coffee with realtors across the country for referrals. And so she's going to be coming back and doing a full class on this. So if you were here last week, you may want to go ahead and hop back on. This one's going to be out in Gilbert, Wednesday, September 21st from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you like what she had to say, go check it out again. And then we have our monthly CE class. This one is on Zoom. We do these every month. Typically, it's the third Thursday of the month. This month is our expo. So it's going to be that fourth Thursday of the month this month. I think there's 5 of them. So it's fine. It works. This one's going to be for disclosure. So if you need your disclosure credits, let us know. We'll get you signed up for that. Take advantage of it. And then we're super excited. Our Arizona Real Estate Series is coming back. This is a very amazing series that we did before the pandemic. It was super popular. Y'all might have attended when it was at the Moon Valley Country Club. This is going to be at our new Biltmore office. We've got a top producer panel coming to speak to us about how they pivot and thrive. Because guys, even with a shifting market, top producers don't miss a beat. In fact, change is when top producers usually make the most money. So come out, check it out. There's a $10 donation for the Homeless Engagement Lift Partnership. This is one of our nonprofit partners that we care very much about. We also do Christmas in July with them and the Adopt a Family during the holiday season. So come check it out. And then we have another Instagram and social media class. This is going to be at the new Biltmore location. So the other one is in Arrowhead. This one's going to be in Biltmore, October 4th. Once again, come check it out. And then last, but I told you guys there was a lot of classes. Last but certainly not least, we're into October already. October 6th, we've got Escrow 101 hosted by Patty and Michael. This will be at headquarters. So in the Peoria area, if you'd like to come check it out, let us know. All right, Dean, we actually do have a question. Okay. Rounding all back, what is your average cost to solicit a lead between all the systems? Oh.
So that's a great question. So, so my company, I'm able to allocate $1,000 a month to all of this. We average 65 leads. I just did the math. That's about $15 a lead is what that comes out to. And so what's interesting though, Sarah, I'll tell you, is if you go to Google AdWords right now, the word mortgage. So if I want to place a Google AdWord, the word mortgage is $47, right? With a 5% conversion rate. So I'd much rather invest in some of the CRM systems, the direct mail systems, things that I'm going for 50% conversion rate and higher style of leads. So 15 bucks for I probably average like a 40% conversion rate. That's a steal. It's an absolute steal compared to $47 for the word mortgage, right? If you're brand new in the industry, you pay $47 a shot for a very low conversion rate. So it comes out to like, I don't know, almost $2,000 for one deal. That's, you're almost giving away the whole pie. And then you're working. Can you imagine all those leads all day long with people just grinding you versus, hey, Dean, you've done my loan 5 times. You're a sweetheart, love you, trust you. Here, finance my house. So that's the point of like referral-based marketing, going deeper with people, really, setting the stage from initial contact. We're talking about right in the beginning of class. I'm available. I sent something to your house right away. They see that you're a professional, you're committed, you're on it. Are they going to be there tomorrow? You know what I mean? Well, yeah, the market's weird. A lot of people changing companies. Are they there? You know what I mean? And you show your commitment, your excellence, your professionalism. You run it like a business. Yeah, they keep coming back. Trust me, it makes it a lot easier. So
nice.
that's it.
Thanks, Dean. All right. I think that was our only question. So thank you so much for being on, Dean. That was really awesome. We had a great turnout, great time. Really appreciate you being on. And of course, thank you to all of our business development managers. Y'all are the ones out there working your tails off for agents, just like Dean. Thank you to Beth, Becky, Melinda, Mary, Patty, Michelle, Michael, Tom, and Renee. Y'all are awesome. And of course, thank you to Landmark Title for allowing us to bring you Marketing Matters every Wednesday at 10 a.m. And as always, not only if you need help with your marketing and your lead generation, if you need a perfect partner to close your deals in title and escrow, please think of us. We have 7 offices across the valley, as well as 1 in Prescott. We're happy to help you. We've got great customer service. We are great at working your leads, and we love our agents. So thank you, Dean.
We love you guys, by the way. You do a great job.
We really do. This is an amazing industry.